So I had to do it. I had to return back to Marina Pacifica again because, well, these are my old stomping grounds growing up and eventually going to the university not too far from here. And I gotta say, no matter what, no matter how much of a native that I am here, sometimes it's quite interesting when I come through these parts because we're all individuals with individual paths and things like that. But these individuals that I come across don't know that this is not foreign territory to me. This is very much ingrained in my experiences, especially being a native. And I was going to go to Acapulco earlier, but I decided not to. I decided to stick with Chipotle, which was, $20. And they talk about the sort of decline of individuals wanting to go to fast food restaurants, because I go to a fast food restaurant when you're literally paying a comparable amount for a better quality of food. But yeah, I always come back here. I'm so sad that the Barnes & Noble is no longer here. That was my anchor here. So it makes me a little nostalgic and a little sad to see that bookstore is not here. And physical bookstores are a thing of the past, like Borders, Barnes & Nobles, the cafes that they had in the inside. You could go and read book, talk to a stranger, and enjoy a cup of coffee or tea. Those are all things of the past, but it's really nice to be out here and just enjoying things on my own time and my solitude, away from all of the noise, as God does an amazing work in me, as He builds my character up, as He builds my self-confidence, my self-love up, so that I'm not privy to external validation and needing other people to define whether or not I exist or not, when I've already been in existence before He formed me in my mother's womb so many years ago in the 1980s when I was born. And it's just remarkable, and I just look so I look forward to the rest of my life, really. I look forward to the development of the things that are unraveling when I'm actually a senior in the society, and hopefully I'm able to shed some light on some things and really give back in a way that's fundamental to the human race, because we are a building block species. We build upon previous knowledge that someone from a previous generation or someone else has already started, but then some other human being comes into the mix and they're like, wait a minute, but I see this. And they're literally they were born for such a time as this, so that they could literally put that puzzle piece in the mix so that this thing can come together, this vision that God has invested in us to be an existential creator, because we have these amazing minds. And if we can perceive it and we can think about these things, we have the influence and the capabilities that are so massive. And I hear people talking about, well, on TikTok, it's really easy to go down a rabbit hole and say, well, men are this, women are this. And quite frankly, I've had some experiences with both men and women that are not ideal. So we are all human beings at the end of the day, and that's very important to keep as the stable access point to understanding that none of us are free from hiccups, bumps, delays, alternate routes, you name it. And one of the things that I'm really, really appreciative that God has really been working on me with, I remember when everything was falling apart, and I was so just everything was a catastrophe. I would make a mountain out of a molehill. I was super emotional. I did not have command over my emotions. I couldn't sit in uncomfortable feelings because I was never taught that. It was never modeled to me when I was growing up. And so to me, I thought it was normal to just and I was more internal because I am introverted, but just take things out on myself. I had a way of expressing myself that was really self-inflicted pain, just very self-destructive, because I never wanted to hurt anybody else, but it was easier for me to hurt myself. And I'm out here on the side of the road waiting for the bus. It's been a real joy to be able to take the bus. I got to go to the DMV and start getting my name back and getting my license back now that I have so much distance between the pain and the great unraveling of the person that I was never meant to be, so that God could wake me up to become the person that He always had known I would be, and I'm continuously growing to be. So it is fundamentally important for us, especially during these times, to recognize that the world is filled with hecklers, and there are some supportive people, but you have to understand intrinsically what your true north is, so that you are not blown off course, so that your sails don't end up taking you somewhere like Columbus ended up, and redefining something that was never meant for you. It really is a blessing and a gift to be instilled with this wisdom day by day, and to have the opportunity to live life the way that God meant for me to live it, and to be content and happy and joyful with what I have. I wake up every single morning, and maybe 3 times out of the week I will make coffee, but then I go to work, and like I have all this creative energy. I'm singing. I am just so full of energy. I'm no longer beholden to vices and addictions like numbing everything out with substances like alcohol. I have no desire to ever have another drink of poison in the rest of my life. And then for over 20 years I was smoking cigarettes. Like I would smoke 3 packs of cigarettes, and I started going to the ER because I had asthma, and I would get these pulmonary infections, these respiratory infections. And so it's nice to get away from the tobacco trap too. And vaping never took on because my lungs are very sensitive. So I would have this like wet filling on top of my lungs. It was just really gross. So I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. So I never got into it. I was smoking those Black and Milds for a little bit, but I got away from the Black and Milds. See, if I had a motorcycle down PCH, that would be pretty nice. But today is a good day for a ride. I see a lot of really nice bikes and cars out here. But I don't have to live like that anymore, and I can take care of this vessel that God has blessed me with until I am no longer here in the physical. But this is very therapeutic for me. This has been a great experience. Just getting away from Instagram and Facebook, because you can feel those spirits there. It's not a good vibe, and I got some people that I have distanced myself from because I don't believe that I align with them, and I feel empty when I'm around those people. And you know what they say, like, you're not invited because you don't do sniff. I don't, and I don't want to, and I don't smoke, and I don't drink, so I don't want to be invited to those places and spaces. But anyways, God bless you guys. And I got to go back because I got some projects to work on, but y'all be well. And I told y'all I was over here, there's these oil wells over here. This is actually about less than 2 miles away from the San Andreas Fault over here, crossing into Still Beach. But that's all I got for you. I got to get out of here before I turn into a koala.